Just take the first few moments of your class this morning, your practice this morning, just to check in. If you feel comfortable, you close your eyes here. Just take a few moments to notice where you're at today, physically, mentally, emotionally. Just noticing how your body feels. Most of us, I assume, have just gotten out of bed, so you can notice how that feels in your body. And as always, start to bring your awareness to your breath. Notice the inhalation. Notice the exhalation. Just watching that breath come and go. Feeling your chest or your belly rise and fall with every breath. Using this time to just notice where we're at today and take stock so we can prepare to move our body. I like to think of it as a time of centering, of preparing. Just another few moments here, watching your breath, preparing to move your body. You're welcome to have your eyes closed or open, that's up to you. We'll go for a side bend here this morning. Right hand on the outside of the right hip, left arm reaching up and over. As always, this is up to you how big this stretch is, this shape is. Press lightly into your right hand, open a little more through the left side of your body. Then coming back through center, left hand on the outside of the hip, right arm up and over. Again, up to you here how big this shape is. Pressing lightly through the left hand to access a little more on the right side of the body. And then coming back to center. Let's interlace the hands in front of the chest, turn them away from you and straighten the arms. Pause here for a moment, shoulders away from the ears. And then on the inhalation, we'll reach the arms up and maybe you even look up with your head if that feels okay for your neck. On the exhale, curl forward, bring the hands back in line with the shoulders and the ears in line with the arms. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, curl forward. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, curl forward. Really press in between the shoulder blades here as you round. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, curling forward. And then on this inhalation, reach the arms up above your head and exhale to release. You can take some circles here with the shoulders if that feels okay for your body, one way, and then the other way. We'll go for a twist here now. So change the cross of your legs so the other shin bone is in front for a little bit. And then we'll turn to the right and take the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind. You can use your right hand to help keep you upright here so you don't lean back into that hand. As always, we've got some opportunities here to go further with our breath. So on the inhalation, press the legs down, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Last one, press the legs down, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Twisting to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Again, you can use that hand behind you to hold you here. Press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Press the legs down, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Last one, press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Let's come onto hands and knees. All fours for a few rounds of cat-cow here this morning. Find your way onto hands and knees. If you need some support underneath your knees, you can take some support here. Have your hands at least hip width apart, and we'll use our breath here through our cat-cow. So on the inhalation, draw the belly down, move the chest through the arms, and maybe you look up. On the exhalation, curl tailbone under, press in between the shoulder blades, release the head. Inhale, belly draws down. Exhale, curling under. You can move with your breath here. If it's faster or slower than my cueing, that's okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can keep moving in this cat-cow shape. You can also start to introduce some other movements as you wake up your body this morning. Maybe you'd like to make circles. You can snake your spine from side to side. You can make circles with your hips, your knees. You can do a little side bend, look behind you to your feet. It's up to you here, just working in a way that feels intuitive for you, that feels comfortable for you this morning. Another few moments here. And then we'll start to bring this into our wrists, warming up our hands, our wrists. So you can start to make circles one way and then the other. Just shifting the weight around on your hands. It's always noticing here any sensations that come up here. Any sharp pain or hot pain is especially important. Red flag. Move away from that. You can notice any stretching sensations that may arise here. You can change the direction of your fingers so they point out to the side or they point in towards each other. You can also take any other shapes or exercises that you normally do to warm up your hands, your wrists, your fingers. Of course, you can turn your fingers back towards your knees to open up the front of your wrist, the soft part of your wrist there. And from there, you can also come onto the tops of the hands with the fingers pointing back towards your knees. You can go one at a time or both at the same time. That's up to you. See how you go. And then slowly coming back to hands and knees, all fours. I'm going to keep the hands on the mat and extend the leg out behind us. Extend the right leg behind you and curl the toes under. Now here already, lightly press yourself away from the mat. So you're pressing lightly in between your shoulder blades here to hold yourself away from the mat. You can stay here or option to lift that back leg up now so the leg comes in line with the hip. Notice if you start to hang through your lumbar, your lower back here, see if you can keep that stable. You can stay here or at opposite arm so the left arm extends away from you. Reaching the arm forward, extending. Last option here is to curl. You can exhale, draw knee to elbow, just the knee, just the elbow, wherever you're working. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, releasing everything back down to the mat. Give yourself a little bit of a wriggle. Reset here, and we'll go to the other side. So we'll extend the left leg behind us with the toes curled under. Again, start here by pressing yourself away from the mat. Press lightly in between your shoulder blades. You can stay here, or we lift the back leg off the mat. Again, notice if you start to hang through the front of your body here, extending through the leg, pressing yourself lightly away from the mat. Option to add opposite arm. So now we extend from the back leg through to the fingers on the front hand. Last option is to curl. You can exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl. Inhale, expand. Exhale, everything comes back to the mat. Again, you can give yourself a little bit of a wriggle, a reset. Let's come to toes pose here for a moment. So you can come up to a kneeling position. You can have your knees apart or together, that's up to you. We're going to reach behind and curl our toes behind us. Often we need to use our fingers there. You've all done this with me many times before, to tuck those other toes under. And then the last option is either to stay upright, or if it's okay for your knees, for your feet, you can sit back on your heels. Try and keep the heels pointing up, the feet pointing up, so the feet are active. I can show you from the side here too if you're not quite sure. Then we're going to add Garudasana arms. Extend out through the arms. Turn the palms to face up. Right arm underneath the left, cross, wrap the arms. You can also take the outside edges of the shoulders here if you prefer. And then we'll bring the elbows a little more up in line with the shoulders, the hands away from the face. Sides of the neck long, jaw soft. And then change the arms. Arms out to the side, palms face up. Right arm on top of the left, cross. Again, you can wrap or take outside edges of the shoulders here. Again, whatever's better for your neck, your shoulders today. Then to your capacity, elbows up in line with the shoulders, hands away from the face. And release. You can come forward onto hands and knees again. Release the tops of the feet and lightly tap tops of the feet out there. And we'll come back to hands and knees. A few rounds of side plank here today, so we can work with our modified side plank. We'll do it the same way we did the pose before, where we tuck the toes under and extend the leg away from us. So we're going to put, I think you've all done this with me before, going to put your weight more into your left hand, your left knee, and spin yourself open to the side of the mat for a side plank here, modified side plank. You are welcome to take the bottom leg out straight for a full side plank. If you prefer, you're also welcome to go further here. You can lift that leg up in line with the hip. You can lift the top arm up here. Wherever you're working, find your balance here, your steadiness here in this side balancing pose. And then release. Foot down if you've taken the foot up, coming back through center. Change sides. Extend the left leg out behind you, curl the toes under. Again, lightly press in between the shoulder blades. And then we shift over onto the right hand, the right knee. Open ourselves to the long edge of the mat. Side plank here. And again, wherever you're working, maybe you'd like to lift that foot up in line with the hip. You could take the top arm up. You can go to a full, both legs straight side plank. That's up to you. So all balancing on our hands here, on our feet, our knees. And then release the top leg down, hand comes back through center. Right leg extends behind, right side. Curl the toes under. Press open yourself to the side. Again, you can keep the foot on the mat or lift the foot up in line with the hip. You can take the top arm up. Wherever you're working. Back through center, release, change sides. Extend the leg behind you. Open yourself to the side of the mat. Lift the top leg up if you're working there, top arm up, any variation. Reaching up through the arm if you've got the arm up. Then change, come back to center. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Spread and open the fingers. Tuck the toes, buttocks back towards the heels, lift the knees up, hips up. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. First dog pose of the day, so maybe you'd like to bend up one leg and straighten the other, pedaling through the heels, the backs of the legs. And then pause here, see if you can find a moment of stillness here in your dog pose. Arms are straight, legs are straight. See if you can lift your hips high and pull your thighs back and down. And then release, coming forward onto hands and knees for a moment. Pause there. We'll go again, tuck the toes, buttocks back towards the heels, knees up, hips up. Downward facing dog. See if you can come now to a static dog pose here. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Now, option for Ekapada, one-legged dog pose. Keep the left leg where it is and reach the right leg up behind you. Just as high as you can. See if you can keep the hips in a straight line. Hips in a straight line and lift the leg as high as you can. And then change. Right leg down. Keep the right leg where it is and lift the left leg up as high as you can. Again, see if you can keep your hips in a straight line here as you reach that leg up. And change. Bring the leg down, coming back down to hands and knees, all fours. Now let's come onto our abdomens, onto our bellies today for some back bends. Everyone is okay to do back bends. Great. If there's not something, that's good for you, you can always bail. If back bends in general aren't good for you today, let me know and we can do something else completely. Great. Let's come on to our abdomens. Start in Sphinx pose. So on our belly, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, the hands are shoulder width apart, and the legs extend away from you. So as I said, if something doesn't feel okay for your body, I trust you to know that, to modify that, and even just skip it completely and take a rest. So here we've got the elbows just ahead of the shoulders. I'm extending my legs away from me. And it's up to you here how much you'd like to lift your chest up. Curl your shoulder tips back. Lifting the front of the chest up. Now here it's a little bit subtle, but I'm also trying to extend my tailbone away from me a little bit, so I lengthen out a little more through the lumbar, the lower back area for me. One more breath. And then you can lower yourself all the way down, head towards the floor. Bring the arms out in line with the shoulders. So the elbows point up and you come up onto your fingertips here for oscillating cobra pose. So you can have your hands quite wide. It's a little bit hard to see from the side perhaps, but I've got quite a lot of distance here. I'll show you from the front. I've got quite a lot of distance here between my shoulders and my hands. So as much room as you have there, have your hands out in line with your shoulders. Press the tops of the feet into the mat and inhale, curling up. Head is the last thing that comes up as you curl up. And then exhale, lowering all the way back down. Inhale, curling up. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Inhale, curl. Exhale, lower. Inhale, curl. Exhale, lower. Two more, pressing the tops of the feet down as you inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And release. You're welcome to rest your head on your hands, or you can take your arms by your side and turn your head to one side for a moment and rest there. If you turn your head to one side, turn it to the other side now, just for a moment. And then bring your head back into the center. We'll go for Shalabhasana. I think we've all done this together before. We'll start with the legs on the floor and we'll just do the upper body and then we'll add the legs. So extend the feet behind you and extend the arms out by your side. Press the tops of the feet firmly into the mat, and on the inhalation, lift your chest up, curl your shoulders back and pull your arms back. Just lifting up as high as you can here. Pulling the arms back behind you. Release, lower all the way back down. Pause there. We'll go again, just like that. Give yourself a full inhale, a full exhale. Inhale, press the legs down as you curl the chest up, shoulder tips back and pull your arms back behind you. To your capacity, lifting your chest, rolling the shoulders back. Release, lower all the way back down. So you're welcome to repeat that, just the upper body. Otherwise, we can add the legs here. So to add the legs, we're also lifting the legs up off the mat as high as we can. Give yourself a full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, curling up, chest up, legs up. Again, pull yourself back with your wrists. You curl your shoulders back. One more breath. And release, lower all the way down onto your belly. One more time, just like that. Repeating any variation, or you're welcome to take a rest. Give yourself a full inhale, a full exhale. Inhale, curling up, legs up, chest up. Curling the shoulder tips back, lifting the roots of the thighs off the mat. And release. Again, you can take a rest, rest your head on your hands or turn your head to one side. Allow everything to let go, soften here. If you turned your head to the side, turn it to the other side. And then bring your head back to center. So you're welcome to repeat Shalabhasana. You're welcome to repeat anything we've just done. Otherwise, option for Dhanurasana now, which is bow pose. So for Dhanurasana, we reach behind, we grab our ankles. If you can't reach your ankles, you can also take a belt around your feet and hold onto the belt. Now here, same thing, we're going to lift our chest, lift our legs. I can demonstrate and then we can do it together. So inhale, I kick my feet back into my hands to lift my chest and lift my legs up off the mat at the same time. And then we can release back to the mat. So you're welcome to practice this pose. You're welcome to take a pose we've already done, or you're welcome to have a rest. If you haven't already, grab a hold of your ankles. Now I have it so my thumbs are pointing down. I'm holding the outside edges of my feet. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, curling up, kicking the hands back into your feet. Lift your chest up. Lift the legs a little higher up if you can. Good. Release all the way back down. Take a moment there. Going to go 2 more times. So again, it's up to you whether you repeat this, whether you rest, whether you take an earlier pose. So again, hands to the ankles or take a belt around your ankles to hold on there. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, curling up, kick the legs back, lift your chest up. Lifting the knees off the mat as you can. Shoulder tips back. Release, lower all the way back down onto your abdomen. Last one. Again, you can repeat this pose. You can take a rest. You can repeat an earlier pose. It's up to you. If you're going for the full pose, take your hands to the belt or your ankles. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, curling up, chest up, legs up. Almost kick the legs back into the hands to lift the chest, lift the legs off the mat. And release, lower all the way onto your belly. And again, rest here. You can turn your head to one side or you can rest your head on your hands. Allow everything to let go. If you've turned your head to one side, turn it to the other side. And then bring your head back to center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to slowly make our way up. So first we'll come to hands and knees. Press, lift the chest up. Coming up onto hands and knees here. Just pause here for a moment on hands and knees. And then we're going to go to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees up, hips up. Karina, you can stay on hands and knees if it's better for your elbow. Downward facing dog if you can, otherwise hands and knees. You can stay there, hands and knees. Lifting the hips high. You can have your feet at least hip width apart here. Coming back to hands and knees. You can stay on hands and knees, or option for forward virasana. Big toes together, knees apart, buttocks back on the heels. A little forward bend here now. You can allow the head to release down, reaching through the hands. Buttocks back towards the heels. If you need support, you can always take support between the buttocks and the heels here. And inhale, coming up to hands and knees. We'll come to a seated position. Do a few more seated things here today, some twists. So if you do have some height to sit on, you can take some height here, like a folded blanket or a bolster. This is especially helpful if you feel any discomfort in your hips, your knees. Often taking a little bit of height here can help alleviate that a little bit, soften that a little bit. So you just sit on the edge of the support. Let's do a few twists here today. Extend the legs away from you. A bit tricky to see all of my legs here. Extend the legs away from you into Dandasana. So we'll start with, have you got height there, or do you need height? I just can't quite see. You okay? Great. So we're going to start with Marichyasana 1. So we're going to turn to the right. We're going to bend up our left leg. Now here it's up to you how close you draw this leg towards your body. That's up to you. I draw it quite close in, but that's my personal preference here. If you've got knee issues, obviously give yourself a bit more space. Now I'm going to hold on to my left leg with my left arm, make my right leg firm and take my right hand behind me. If you're sitting on height, you might need some height for your hand, like a brick or something else. That's it. Now we're going to turn towards the right. So press the legs down, inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, turn and hook that arm on the inside of the leg. That's it. And now here you're pressing your knee against your arm and your arm against your knee to help you turn a little more. So inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Last one, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Release the arm, release the leg for a moment, both legs straight. Now we'll do it on the other side, turning to the left. You can bend up the right leg. Again, if you need a bit more space behind the knee, have the foot further away from you. You can hold on with the right arm and take the left arm behind you. So already here, we're turning here. This is the first stage. If you need height under your hand, you can set that up now. Now press the legs down, left leg is firm. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, turn and hook that arm on the inside of the leg. Again, here we're pressing our leg against our arm, arm back against our leg to turn. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn a little more. Last one, inhale. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center, release the legs again, Dandasana for a moment. This time we're going for Marichyasana 3. We're turning to the right, but we're crossing over the right leg. So again, we can work in stages here. Left leg stays straight, right leg bends up. Now this time I'm going to hold my right leg with my left arm and take my right arm behind me. So again, already turning here. And this is the first stage of turning. You can stay here and work here. Otherwise, we hook the arm. So inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, swing and hook that arm on the outside of that leg. You might need to wriggle a little bit here, or you can keep holding onto the leg, whatever's better for you here. Now press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Last one, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center and release the leg. Change sides, left leg up. So again, we're crossing across the body, so I'll hold my left leg with my right arm and take my left arm behind me. Then I'm going to press my legs down, right leg stays firm. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, turn and hook that arm on the outside of the leg. So again, here, option to go further with your breath if it's available for you today. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Last one, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center, release the legs away from you. Again, just pausing there for a moment. This time we're going to Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're going to turn to the right again first. So a few different variations, especially depending on your knees for that bottom leg. So I'm going to bend up my right leg and slide my left leg underneath. Now you can keep this leg straight if you prefer, if that's better for your knee. If you're going to do that, then you'll skip the bending and you'll just take the leg straight. So if you're bending, you shuffle the leg on the outside, knee is roughly just in line of the hip, and then the right foot steps over the top. If you're not bending that bottom leg for whatever reason, keep the leg straight and just step the right foot over the top like that. So whether the bottom leg is bent or straight, the right leg is on the outside roughly of the left knee. So take a moment here to find whatever setup feels okay for you, leg bent or leg straight. Then, as I said, we're going to turn to the right. So this is similar to Marichiyasana 3, where we cross over the body. So take the right hand behind you. You can hold on and lift the chest up here. To go further, we're going to lift the left arm up, and same thing, hook it on the outside of that knee. If that's not available for you, you can keep holding onto the leg here and turning by holding onto the leg. And then again, we've got 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn, right shoulder behind you, left shoulder forward. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Last one, inhale. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. You can release the arms, release the legs. And again, extend the legs away from you for a moment. Left side. So if you're keeping the legs straight, keep the legs straight. Otherwise, bend up the left leg and slide that right leg underneath. And then where the leg is bent or straight, we're picking the left leg up and just stepping it on the outside of that knee there. You can take a moment to find your stability. Might be different on this side. And we're turning to cross over the body. So we can hold on with the right arm and take the left arm behind us. This is the first stage. You can stay here or inhale, reach the right arm up, and then exhale, turn and hook that arm on the outside of the leg. Press that arm against the leg. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Releasing the legs away from you again for Dandasana. Let's come now to Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. You can take your hands behind you here for a moment to help you sit upright. Lift yourself up out of your legs. Keep the chest lifted here, tips of the shoulders back. Jaw soft. And then we can take our hands to our feet or our shins, whichever is easier for you, better for you today. You can either wrap them around underneath or take a hold of the shins or the ankles. And same thing here. This time we're sort of lightly pulling on the arms to lift the chest up, tips of the shoulders back. It's not a big action. It's just a resistance almost to work against. Resistance helps us keep the collarbones broad. Keep your jaw soft here if you can. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. Allow the inner thighs, inner knees to release down. One more breath. And then release. Extend the legs away from you for Upavista Konasana. Legs wide. Again here, it's up to you how wide your legs are depending on your body, on your space. See if they're both active. Keep the thighs, knees, heels pressing down and the toes lightly pointing up. Ideally your knees are pointing straight up to keep your legs straight here. Then again, you can take your hands behind you, roll the shoulders back, press the arms down and lift the chest up. So a lot of these sitting poses, our legs are pressing down, holding down, but we're lifting ourselves up out of our legs to grow tall. And we'll turn to the right, take the left hand on the inside of the right leg, and the right hand is behind you here to turn to the right. Press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Press the legs down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, turn. Last one, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Turning to the left, right hand on the inside, left hand behind you. Again, press the legs down, lift the chest as you inhale. Exhale, turn a little more. Press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn a little more. Last one, press the legs down, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn. Inhale, coming back to center. Last one here in Upavista, you can stay upright, or if it's available for you, you can go forward in between the legs. It's always important to be mindful here of lower backs, of hips as we go forward. You don't have to go forward here. It doesn't have to be a big shape. One more breath. And then you can walk your hands back up. I use my hands to just open up the back of my legs a little bit there and then swing my legs back in front of me. You can have the legs in Dandasana for a moment. It doesn't have to be a big active Dandasana. Just extend the legs away from you for a moment. And lastly, let's come to our 90-90 pose today, our deer pose. So you can have some height. We'll start with the right leg in front. Have some height underneath the right hip. The right leg is in line with that edge of your yoga mat, so it's a 90-degree angle. The back leg, as I've said many times, it depends on what's happening in your hip. It can be at 90 degrees, it might be a little bit closer, a little bit further away from you here. Now we have a little bit of height underneath that front right hip to stop us from falling over to the right side. We want to be able to lift ourselves up out of our hip there. You can take your hand onto the floor or even a brick, some support there to help keep you upright. So we want to be sitting up, lifting our chest up. So often when we come to these seated poses, get a little bit quieter, a little bit stiller, so we do lose a bit of the energy and we start to sort of curl forward, slump forward like this. So see if you can, even though we're sitting, see if you can lift yourself up, lift your chest up, draw your shoulder tips back. So there's still that sense of the energy lifting up through the body. Now this is probably enough for some of us. That's okay. To work a little bit further, I've talked about this before, it's quite subtle, but I'm working to press my knee and my ankle down firmly into the mat. My front knee, my front ankle firmly down into the mat. As I said, it's quite subtle, but when I do that, I can start to feel some of the muscles start to work a little harder, turn on in that front leg. Now you can stay here, or we work with the back leg a little bit. You can lean forward as much as you need to lift the back foot up off the mat. If it's really easy, bring yourself up a little bit higher, give yourself a little bit of resistance. So just take a moment, give yourself a test 1 or 2 to see where you can lift that leg, and then we'll lift 5. So press the knee down, inhale, lift the foot up, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the foot up, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the foot up, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Just come back for a moment to this upright position, and then we'll change sides. So you can slowly swing your legs away from you. Again, set yourself up with a little bit of support underneath that left buttock now. Help to keep you from falling, collapsing into that left side of the body. So have the left leg at 90, back leg, whatever's available for you. It might be closer to that front foot or further away from you. Now again, here you can press your hand into some height or even just into the floor to lift yourself up out of that side of the body. Again, notice if you start to collapse forward here, so you can keep your chest lifting up. Again, to work a little bit deeper here on this side, you can press the ankle, the knee firmly down into the mat. Might be different on this side, it might be a little bit more obvious in your body, it might be a little bit less, a bit more subtle here. Just depends on what's happening in that front leg, front hip, front knee. And again, you're welcome to stay here, or we start to work a bit more with the back leg again. So you can give yourself that little test to see where you can lift that foot. You might need to lean quite far forward, even just a little bit forward. So a couple of tests, and then we'll do 5 together. Press your knee down, inhale, lift your foot up. Release. 2, inhale, lift the foot. Exhale, lower it back down. 3, lifting the foot up as high as you can. Lower it back down. 4, lifting the foot up. Lower it back down. Last one, lifting the foot up. And release, lowering it back down. Again, come back upright to that first position we were in. And then let's release the legs away. I'm going to come off my support here and just extend my legs a little bit in front of me. And give them little windscreen wipers, just swinging the legs from side to side here. Positioning one leg in front of the other. Wiggling them from side to side. And then let's come onto our backs. If you'd like to have a blanket or some support for your head, you can set that up on the top edge of your mat and lay back, knees bent. And just take a moment there with your spine releasing down into the mat, knees bent. Now we're going to cross our right leg over our left knee. Last little bit of hip stuff here today. Let the right knee, right thigh fall out to the side. You can stay here as always, or we can start to go a bit further in this pose. Lift the left leg off the mat. You can reach the hands or a belt around to hold that bottom leg, that left leg. It's up to you here how much you draw the legs towards your chest. See if you can keep your head and shoulders on the floor, your jaw soft. There's a little bit of pulling, a little bit of tension through the arms. But try not to let that transfer into your face, your jaw, your neck. One more breath. And then release the hands, release the foot back to the mat. Uncross right foot back to the mat and pause there for a moment, both legs bend. And then we'll change sides. Left ankle over right leg. Allow the left knee, left thigh to fall out to the side. You can stay here, or again, we draw the legs towards us. You can take your hands or a belt around the legs to draw the legs closer towards your chest. And even though there is a slight amount of tension through the arms, drawing the legs towards you, see if you can keep your head and shoulders resting back on the mat. Jaw soft, don't clench your teeth here. Just noticing all those parts of our face where we transfer that tension, that holding in the body. Got one more breath here. And then release the hands, release the right leg down, release the left leg down, pause there again for a moment, knees bent, spine releasing down. Last one here on our back is Pavanmuktasana. You can either take the knees to the chest or take the happy baby variation. If you don't want to do either of those things, you can step your feet wide and allow your knees to release in towards each other. So you can take your feet as wide as the mat, knock the knees in. You can draw the knees in towards your chest, or you can take happy baby. Reaching up to take a hold of the feet if you're taking happy baby. If you've got your knees to chest or happy baby, you can rock gently from side to side here if that feels okay for your lower back, for your hips. Just one more breath here. And then let's release the hands, release the feet back down to the mat. Roll onto your right side, and you can use your left hand to press yourself up. We're setting up for our inversion now. It is a bit cooler this morning, so if you do want to put on a jumper or a pair of socks, you can do that now. If you'd like to go to legs up the wall, you can of course find a surface to go up, a wall, a door, a wardrobe. If you don't have anything like that, you can do a bent leg variation where you hook your legs over a chair, a lounge, a bed. If neither of those things sound like what you're up for today, we've got other options. You can go for Supta Baddha Konasana over a bolster. So you lay your bolster out on your mat, buttocks on the mat, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. You can also go for more of a supported bridge pose if you have a brick nearby, or even a bolster where you bend up your legs. You can take the brick on any height underneath your sacrum there, or the bolster underneath your sacrum there. So a few options. If you're not sure what you'd like to do, I've given you too many options. Give me a wave and I can always have a chat with you through the screen. And then once you've found what your inversion will be, or your inversion variation today, you can allow yourself to soften there. It's up to you whether you have your eyes open or closed. But if you do have your eyes open, see if you can have what we call a soft gaze. So that just means that our eyes are open, but we're not really looking at anything. Not really working very hard to do anything. So they're quiet, they're soft, not focusing. And here, so you slowly become quiet, become more still in this pose. See if you can let go of any holding. You don't need to stay in this pose. So maybe you can release your lower back, shoulders. It does depend on the shape you're in here, obviously. But just notice those parts of your body where you don't need to hold on. You can soften your face as always, releasing your jaw. Just have a few more moments here if you're comfortable here. I'll leave you a little bit of silence, of quietness. When you hear my voice, I'll be inviting you to come out of this pose. You are welcome to stay here for your final pose today if you'd like to. Otherwise, if you'd like to come down and take a Shavasana variation, whether you're laying flat, whether you have your legs bent up with some support behind them, it's up to you, but now is the time to release down. That's where you'd like to go. Again, if you'd like to put on a blanket or something else to keep yourself warm, you can also do that. Whether you're staying or you're coming down. Again, there's that moment of adjusting for your final pose. If you've changed your position, of course, there's a few moments of, I guess, almost fidgeting, finding a comfortable position. Allow yourself to do that, to move, to adjust yourself so you can then let go. In this, our final pose, really allowing ourselves to rest here. Become really still and really quiet. And as we quieten the body, quieten the mind, we can assimilate all the work we've just done in our practice. We can really rest here. Different sort of rest from sleeping, from napping, those sort of lovely, deep, most unconscious rest. This is quite an active rest in some respects. We're still awake, watching our breath come and go. And we're allowing our body to completely release, completely soften. Check in here and make sure you're not clenching your teeth. Allow your face to be soft, your body to be soft. Watching the soft, quiet inhalation, soft, quiet exhalation. Soft, quiet inhalation. Soft, quiet exhalation. And quietly start to deepen your breath. Take a longer inhalation, longer exhalation. Again, take a deeper inhalation, longer exhalation. Bend up your legs. Feet can rest on the floor or your bolster. Your hands to rest on your abdomen or your ribs. And as you feel ready, roll onto your right side. You can use your right arm as a rest for your head as you curl up on your side. Just invite you to stay here for a few moments as you slowly come back into your body today. You can take these last few moments to express some gratitude to yourself, as always, for doing something for you, moving your body today, for spending some time with your breath. And then as you feel ready, you can use your left hand to press yourself up into a seated position. We can seal our practice together today. Just find a position that feels comfortable for you. And as always, if you feel safe to do so here, I invite you to close your eyes. You can bring your hands to Namaskarasana at your sternum. And I invite you to bring your thumbs to third eye center between the eyebrows for clear thoughts. Draw them down to brush gently against your lips for clear speech. And bring them back down to press at your sternum, at your heart center for a clear heart. Most importantly to ourselves and then also to each other, we say thank you out loud or in our heads, and then we bow forward. Thank you. Thank you.